What is up? Episode 37, a prime number episode of the Austin Stand-Up Comedy Podcast. What is this? What even is this? What the hell is even that? That funny, that blah, blah, that video, that kid, those kids that are yelling at that guy in front of that house. And he goes, "Daddy, chill." And he goes, "What the hell is even that?" It's classic, man. That's up there with the, yeah, who do you think you are? I am. It's that classic bowler. Anyhow, Austin Stand-Up Comedy Podcast. What do I do on this thing? Well, I talk about stand-up comedians that are from Austin. Maybe not from Austin, that perform in Austin. What I like about them. What I remember about them, since I haven't seen most of them since March. Any funny jokes that I remember. In hopes of injecting some positivity into the stand-up comedian scene while we all wait to get back out there and fiddle with mic stands. So today I'd like to talk about a couple comedians. I'd like to talk about Angelina Martin. I'd like to talk about Sam Castillo. And I'd like to talk about Aaron Serrousi. So let's just get into it. Angelina Martin. I referenced her on the last episode briefly. The first time I saw her was at Cold Town. I don't remember who it was. It was another comedian. But it was early on. I think it was my first time ever at Cold Town. So I had no idea what I was doing. And some could argue that I still have no idea what I'm doing. But that's neither here nor there. If you wanted to hear a piece of my stand-up, go to the Cap City episode at the end. I plugged a little piece in there. There's one joke, so you can evaluate my entire existence as a comedian from that one joke. I'm perfectly fine with it. That's what I'm doing here. So Angelina Martin, I saw her do a set. So I know she hosts, I think it's called the Honey Dip at Buzzmill with Carlton. Will Coxon, I believe. And I like them hosting together because they both have like kind of bubbly, slightly dramatic personalities, which I like. And I like that there's a couple like duos like Allison and Blake, the Fourth Tap hosts, and like, of course, DJ and Jess. I love them. But yeah, so they host that one at Buzzmill. So I remember the first time she did Cold Town, or the first time I saw her at Cold Town, she got off stage and she was talking to another comedian. And if you've never done Cold Town, there's the stage, but then there's a tiny little hallway before you get in there next to the sound booth where all the comedians will wait. So it's like pretty much pitch black in there. You can see the stage and you can kind of see shadows of people. And one of the comedians was talking to her, and I, in passing, walked by and heard the comedian say to her, "Yeah, you could probably say pussy less." And I remember being like, yeah, I feel like she said it a good amount of times, but I don't know, do what you know. There's guys doing dick jokes. I mean, just drowning people in dick jokes. So I'm okay with that, with the opposite. But one of my favorite moments that she probably doesn't realize is backstage at, this is starting off very creepy, but backstage at Fallout. Before she went up, we were all sitting in the green room, and right before she went up, she was like, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember exactly what she said, but she like kind of shook her hands and was like, "All right, time to go ruin my life." It was so dramatic. It was great. I followed her at Fallout one time, and she had a joke about Black Mirror that was really funny. And I like to try to comment on people's jokes when I go up right after them, if I can. It was a joke about having sex with a guy watching Black Mirror, and I alluded to being that guy when I went on stage. I don't think it went over well. Either it didn't go over well or she just didn't hear it. I'm going to assume she didn't hear it, because if she did hear it and just didn't care for it, then I would feel really bad. But anyhow, shout out to Angelina. I hope you're doing well. Sam Castillo. I like Sam Castillo's voice and like his kind of energy on stage. He's kind of one of those guys that, to me, his voice, you can, it's a very like, not versatile, but like, you could put anybody's jokes in his voice and they might work. Like there's a universality, that's what it is. There you go. Universality to his voice as a comedian. I think the first time I saw him was at Kick Butt, and I don't remember who was hosting, but he went up and the microphone had gotten wrapped around the stand a little bit and nobody took it out. So he went up and took it out and he started unraveling it, but then he started raveling it more and just kept raveling it. And the host was like, "Oh, okay, that's enough." But it was really funny. It was like, it's just such a, when you first start doing comedy, any second on stage is precious. But as you keep doing it, you learn that it's like, yeah, but if you can make it seem less precious to the audience, it's funnier. So if you could take your time on there, if you could do dumb stuff, if you can explore a little bit, it makes it kind of cuts the tension rather than people going right up one after the other going like, "Hey, you know, I went to the store the other day," which, you know, I love a good store joke, but still. But yeah, so he's funny. I think he did a Bam Margera, something with like a Bam Margera show at Velveeta Room, and I regret not going to that because I bet it was funny. But no real. I can't. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I know any jokes from him, but I always chuckle when I see him on stage. So shout out to Sam. Hope you're doing well. And then the last comedian I'll talk about is Aaron Serrousi. Aaron's one of those people that takes his time on stage, for sure. I have like vivid memories of him at Halcyon. And I have several memories of going up, like him doing well when other people are not doing well. So something about his jokes or his presence. He also is really good at crowd interaction too. But I remember a couple times being like, fuck man, he did well when everybody was kind of struggling. I don't know, just something about his energy maybe people latch onto when they feel uncomfortable. I don't know, I'm diagnosing it right now as I'm sitting in my chair. But I don't really know him either. I don't think I know. I don't know any of these comedians on this episode, but I've seen them a lot, and I feel like I enjoy what they do, so I feel entitled to talk about them. More as a fan, if anything. But I think that's all I got. I don't want to gush over anybody anymore. Shout out to you, Aaron. Hope you're doing well. I think that's it. That's all I got. If you're a stand-up comedian in Austin, there's a good chance I might talk about you at some point, all right? What's going to happen is I might fly over to Chicago, hang out with my buddy Bobby. We might go over to Portillo's, pick up a couple dogs, and talk about comedy in Austin, all right? But it's also possible I've already talked about you, so the YouTube channel's searchable. Jump into that thing, search your name. You might pop up. If I haven't talked about you, there's a good chance I will. I might have already said that. Anyhow, stay safe, stay healthy. Stand-up comedy's coming back. Have a good rest of your day.